Ready to do this review.
You're ready to do this review.
Yes, I am ready to. We just saw the movie. Of course, I'm ready to do the review.
Your acting is shit.
Thank you. I try. I go off of your acting ability. So.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, A Monster Calls. Ryan, do you want to say what the film is about? Because I'm bad at explaining things.
Well, Nick, I'll tell you what the film is about. Today,
in normal words.
And today we watched the movie A Monster Calls,
starring Sigourney Weaver and Liam Neeson as the monster, and I don't know the kid's name. Do you know the kid's name?
I forgot the kid's name.
Well, I'm gonna look it up.
We're so unprofessional. Oh Jesus.
We are, and we're so unprofessional that there's not gonna be any editing in this video. And I just went to my messages to check for the name of a person on a movie. So, continue talking now.
Anywho, the movie is about a teenager who is going through her mom's sickness or her cancer. She is dying, and he's having a hard time facing the fact.
Louis McDougall, that's his name.
What?
Plays as Connor.
Louis McDougall. Okay.
Oh, he was also in Pan. Oh.
He played as Peter Pan, right?
Yeah, okay. All right, that's where
Alright, well, okay, I'm going to start over again.
Yeah,
Monster Call is about a teenager who is facing his mother dying. She has cancer, and she is slowly dying, and he has having a hard time facing this fact.
Mm-hmm.
So in the middle of the night, a monster comes to him,
which is the Liam Neeson's character, and he's a tree.
Mm-hmm. And
which is very important.
You want me to continue?
Yes, go.
Okay. And a monster visits him every midnight, telling him 3 tales that will help him find this truth about
the recovery and all that.
It will find his truth about his mother and how he feels.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you just want to give me my initial thoughts of the movie?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
So,
and then I'll go, and then we'll trade back and forth, and then we'll do, we have our own rating system, so we'll do that at the end of everything.
Take this off. So, yeah, it's cold outside. It's like 20 degrees. Oh my god.
Back scratching.
I feel sorry for you people who live up north. Okay, so my initial thoughts on the movie is that I absolutely love this film. It's
very underrated.
Very underrated film. When we went to go see this theater, it was only me and a couple people there. It was.
Yep, it was one family and then one other guy. And
yeah,
I will say I'm very glad I saw it. It was a great way to start off 2017.
It is. It was definitely, even though it did come out in 2016, technically the official release date is January 6th, 2017. Right.
So we did see it on opening day, surprisingly enough.
Mm-hmm. So, my initial thoughts on the movie, I absolutely love this film. It's because it's such an emotional film that, it takes a simple concept, because we all seen a movie where people are dying, kids are going through this drama.
Fairy tales coming to life.
Yeah, fairy tales coming to life, but this takes it in such a unique way that, yes, we've seen it before, but it takes it so uniquely in that the performances, the stories, the acting is just so well done that it's almost believable.
Right.
I felt like that. It's almost like a fable, or like a kid's storybook coming from the book to the screen. That's what it felt like, because that's initially what I felt like throughout the whole entire film. That this is sort of like a fairy tale story that has just come to life, but it's very underlined. You don't really know that it's kind of feels like a fairy tale until you really sat down.
Right, because all the dream sequences kind of flow. You don't know when a dream is happening until something shows you that it is happening, and I think they did a really good job with that. Going back to what I think of it.
Oh yeah. So the acting in this movie is absolutely good. There's no one person who's done a bad job.
What accents did they have? Didn't some of them have accents?
British accents.
British? Okay, yeah, because I was going to say, the kid in that movie is like the newest Asa Butterfield, but better.
This kid who...
only because he looks like him, that's what I'm saying. Sorry. Yeah.
Are you going to let me finish?
Yes, just go. I wish I would edit you out right now.
Let me complete my thought, and then I'll hand it to you.
I'm walking away.
Okay. Well, I'll do this review all by myself because it's you're the
No,
only
alright,
thing-
I'm back.
All right. So my whole initial thought of this movie is that the acting in this movie is fantastic. Everyone did a fantastic job, including Lewis McDougall, who I thought stole the whole show. I believe that he did fantastic as a kid actor.
Yeah, it was all focused on him. So.
Let me finish my thought.
Alright, I'll stare at this poster.
Yeah, you could just agree with things being in there, but you keep interrupting me every fucking 5 minutes. Okay, continue on.
It's only been 5 minutes.
Okay, then every minute then.
Fair enough.
But okay, I said the acting was really good. I thought everyone did a fantastic job, and I felt like that the visual effects in this movie are absolutely awesome. At some point you feel like it is sort of not believable. But to me, I felt like it was believable. It felt like that the way the story was constructed, the way the story played out, it felt like everything on the screen was actually happening and real. There's not one moment where I felt like that, that's not a monster, or that looks fake.
Right.
No, the monster looked really real, and all the dream sequences of him telling the stories, and it was such a unique way of doing it. It was just awesome. And the directing was absolutely fantastic. The cinematography was amazing.
It felt like The Life of Pi or The Secret Life of Walter Mitty style.
Yeah, kind of like that. It was very real, very just like in the moment kind of cinematography, where it was just like, it was just felt so real, and that's what I loved about this movie. And we'll get to. We're going to talk about what we like about the movie, and then we'll go on to what we sort of dislike about it.
Right, which is not many.
It's
very few. So I will say I did like this narration from Liam Neeson a lot better than in The Huntsman Winter's War. Because that was just terrible.
Well, he was in there for like 5 minutes.
No, he was... Well, I mean, yeah, but he was like the whole narration. And like you actually had to pay attention because, Liam Neeson's speaking.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally one of the only reasons why I saw that movie. And Jessica Chastain as well. She's
pretty hot
out there. Yeah, lawless. But yeah, okay, so my thoughts about the film. Let's just say, to start off the year, this film got me into tears. And I saw Me Before You in the theater, Ryan. Did that come out in 2016? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyways, the point is, I was in tears. That has never happened to me in a movie. It has come close, but I actually haven't full out cried in a theater. And I just thought the way they did that was very well done, and it made me want to believe in the story a lot more, and I didn't expect to care for the characters as much as I did, even the situation that they were in. I understood the situation, I felt bad for them, but I didn't expect to, love each character and really want the situation to get better of, the mother and the care that she was in, and I really liked that the child had all these things that he had to go through, because it felt not only like a fairy tale, but like a coming-of-age story.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not like The Edge of 17 or anything, but just that it's a kid coming to becoming a young adult, and he's got all these problems he has to face with his mother, basically taking care of her without the grandmother. Also, he has to deal with these nightmares that he's having that he doesn't understand, but eventually does, and then he also has to deal with bullies and things like that, and just everything pieces together, and it's all due to the monster that he sort of creates in his head without even knowing it. So I think they did a really good job of all of that. Ryan, you want to continue saying?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about what I dislike about the film. There were very few dislikes. I'm just going to let you know right now that there are that I found this film very, very, very enjoyable. That like Nick said, I was almost in tears. The way the movie concluded, it was just awesome. My only really nitpick about the movie, and it is a nitpick, I don't find this to be an actual false, or not like a false, but an actual real problem with the story. I just felt the Toby Kebbell character, who plays as Lewis McDougall's father.
Sorry about that, guys.
Lewis McDougall's father in the movie, the father figure. I felt like that his character was good for what he is, but I just felt like that he wasn't really well-rounded, that he didn't really, he was just there for a couple. He was just there for he was there for like a couple of scenes, and he was there emotionally. But I feel like that when his character left, I didn't feel like that he was very well rounded. I feel like that he was just a really good side character.
Right, like you didn't feel attached to him as much as maybe some of the other characters.
I wasn't really attached to his character as much, right. and I felt like that if the story maybe explored not his backstory, but like more of his character, I felt like that so let me try to put it this way. If you removed his scenes in the movie would have been completely fine.
But if he was in there for one time, though, then that would have been a problem.
That would have been a problem. But so I'm glad that he's in there to show, like, maybe to give more backstory, to give more emotional feeling to the other characters, but not to himself.
Right.
So I felt like that's what he was there for, and I wish that I would have felt more about his character because he was in there for a good while. And I felt like that, there's drama in between the son and the father in the film that I loved, but like I just didn't really care about the father's point of view.
Right, like there was conflict, but like not enough to where there really was conflict.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, so I felt like that. To put it simply, his character wasn't well rounded. He was just there for a good side character.
He was a father figure.
Yeah, he was a father figure.
And to put it bluntly.
But Toby Kebbell did a really awesome job.
Right, he was
acting,
phenomenal.
so.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him in Gold, which is really surprising. But a really surprising role from Toby Kebbell, from Sigourney Weaver. And I just overall was really surprised with the cast, the visual effects, the soundtrack. It was just all really visually stunning. And I'm awesome. So glad this is the way we started 2017. Tomorrow we're going to see Underworld Blood Wars. And jumping from Monster Calls to Underworld is going to be
a little bit of a drag.
Yeah, so we're going to have that review out tomorrow for Underworld Blood Wars, so be checking that out as well. But to wrap everything up, I didn't really have any complaints with the film. I didn't really have the same complaint anyway as Ryan with the father figure. I thought it was fine. I'm glad he was in there for the amount of time that he was, even though there was not really conflict at the same time that there was. I just didn't, care as much for what was happening. Even though I did at the same time. It's weird. The movie makes you feel like that. I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but yeah. I'm trying to put it into words to where it does.
I think what you're trying to say is that maybe like the way it's visually done, that like maybe it could be confusing for people to be emotionally attached to the film because of the way they tried to visually do this movie.
Yep.
So it could be a little bit of turn off for some people of that, but if you appreciate storytelling, if you appreciate film, and you appreciate like what this kid has gone through, or if you felt what this kid's gone through, then you totally 100% get into this film.
Yes.
Because if you honestly, this is a really good film, but you have to
be fully invested.
You have to be fully invested into it. You have to understand, and that sometimes the visual aspects could be overwhelming. Some people may find the visual aspects to be very overwhelming, like, oh my god, this is too much. And some people
sometimes I would get really lost into the story and kind of forget what they were talking about, even though I was still paying 100% attention. So, I just kind of got lost in the story and then going back and forth, but that was just me. It may not be the same for you.
Like, for me, I love the movie because, like, I visually love the movie. I feel like that I connected to the characters. So it's definitely an emotional ride if you relate to the characters or you understand what they're trying to do as a story.
Right.
But if you don't understand it as a story, then you're kind of going to get lost into
it. And you're going to try and just nitpick it all the way through. And you will find things that you don't like, but like you can't go into it looking for those things. So
to basically sum up this movie,
because we got to do our ratings and then we'll be done with the first video.
So to sum up the whole movie, it is a great film, fantastic film, one of the best, definitely the best film in January with the whole movie Wasteland.
Yeah.
But I feel like this was such a fantastic film. It's a very different film. It is very different.
It's definitely not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. So that could be like a problem with the film is that if you don't enjoy the film like we do, I completely understand that because visually the movie is very creative. And it's not going to be for everyone. It's basically like the way the Swiss Army Man was handled.
Which I never saw. I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But again, that trailer was misleading, and same goes for Monster Calls.
Actually, no, it was not misleading, actually.
It wasn't?
No.
Well, I mean, that's what they were trying to do, but, like, to a lot of people, like, a farting corpse, that's, like...
Yeah, but, so to get the point of it is that this is a very different film for people who appreciate it. So, if I can give advice to you, take a chance with this film. Once the movie starts and you get where it's going... That's when it gets interesting. That's when it gets interesting, but just kind of let it like happen. Let this be a part of the story.
Let it play out like a fairy tale.
I'm not giving you a high five.
That's the title of the thing. Let it play out like a fairy tale.
So if I can give any advice, just accept not just accept the film. Just accept what they're trying to do, and maybe you would join this movie more.
Yep.
I felt like that. This movie is very underrated, and I just want to give it a chance because
we did.
Yeah,
and I'm glad we did.
And I'm glad we did because to me personally, this is such an emotional film that if you kind of understand where this movie's coming from, I feel like you're going to enjoy this film a lot. So. Yep.
On that note, do you want to do your rating?
So
I first explain the rating system.
Okay.
So this is our first video, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll say ours, and then that'll be it. So we gotta end the video.
So how the rating system works is that we have our own rating system, just like the Schmoes Knows and Chris Stuckman. They have their own ratings. So here's our ratings, which I created, by the way. And
I really liked.
So it goes from bad. So I'm gonna call it off from really bad to really good. So it goes from terrible, bad, moderate, average, good, great, awesome, and excellency. Excellency is like the best movie. Like there's no flaws with it. And terrible is just like the worst movie ever. And you can fill in between. So on that note, I'm gonna give it an awesome. I do feel like that little nitpick of the movie is kind of what bothers me, but I do feel like that I gave this movie a chance, and I absolutely love the film. So that's what I give it.
All right, that is honestly not too surprising, but a little bit surprising. I'm going to be a little harsher and give it a great.
Okay, no, I can understand.
Which is right before or below awesome. I did really enjoy the movie. Like I said, it brought me to tears. I don't know, there's just something about it. Maybe I have to watch it again, which I definitely will. I'm very much looking forward to that experience. But as of now, I'm going to give it a great just because... I don't know. I don't know how to explain.
Because it may be one of those films where maybe you won't enjoy the first time.
Right, I'm still... Here we go. Like, I'm still going to think about it, like, up until next week or the next movie I see.
Yeah.
So, basically, it's just something I got to think over and kind of, reminisce with it. So, for now, I'm going to give it a great. Maybe later I'll change it.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought of the movie.
All right. So I know this is a little bit of a long review, but we're trying to make this more real for you guys, like what we actually think about the movie.
More of a conversation between you and us.
Yeah. So we want to make this like a conversation piece.
Right.
But so thank you guys so much for watching. We will hopefully start up the channel soon again because we know we've been kind of lazy with filming. We just been kind of busy, and we just didn't have really like motivation to do any reviews.
Right, for 2016 at least, because now it's 2017. This is the first weekend that movies officially came out. So we just wanted to get this out there. A great way to start off 2017. Sorry for the long video. Not all videos will be this long. Just the first special video and to kind of bring in the new year, even though it's already here. Yeah. So in the end, I'm Nick.
I'm Ryan.
This is 26 Base Productions, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Later.